and welcome to the new video. If this is your first time here, my name is Hannah and today I will be reading another book from Illumicrate. Hi, welcome. I hope you are well. We haven't done a vlog, an Illumicrate vlog in a while. As if you follow me, you will know that I have already stopped my subscriptions for Illumicrate, Evernight, Log Library. I basically cancelled all of them except Abominable Book Club. This is the only one that I have now. And the reason is these books were not for me. And even though I loved the beautiful editions and I loved how they look on my shelves and I loved all the nice and fancy goodies that I was getting from the Illumicrate box, for me, these books were kind of shelved and forgotten about. So last year I started picking them one after another and reading a specific book in a specific vlog and basically sharing with you how I feel about these books. So I think the last book that I have read for this series was A Dark and Drowning Tide, and I did not like that book. And today I decided to pick another one because there is no day like today. There's no time like today. Today is as good as any other day, and I thought we should pick another book. And the book that I picked up is Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. And apparently this is a fantasy murder mystery. And this is happening on a ship. And Dark and Drowning Tide was also on a ship. And we have 12 heirs to the throne, or something 12 important people, and each one of them is blessed with like a magical power except one. And these people, they're kind of on this ship, I don't know what they're doing then, and suddenly they are being taken out one by one. And the guy that has no magical powers, he is kind of, from my understanding, he is being a main suspect in this whole murder mystery. So we'll see how it goes. I actually do like murder mysteries. I'm hoping this one will be better than the last one. I love this edition of the book. I love the holographic, whatever you call it, foiling. It is nearly 500 pages long. And it's, like I said, it's a beautiful edition. And I feel like books from Illumicrate, some of them are really, really gorgeous, and I feel like it's such a shame that I don't read them, and I don't only want them to be sitting on my shelves and taking space if I actually don't like the books, but I don't mind having them and having them as my shelf trophies if I like them. This one is signed as well, look at this. So yeah, good luck to me. It looks like a really nice book. We have, so I'll share something with you. So for everyone who has ever entered a room and felt they did not belong, so this is a dedication, and we have a letter from the author. And we have a map or something. So the kingdom is called the United Empire of Concordia, and there's 12 provinces. And on that ship, we have 12 heirs to the provinces. And that's the ship that they're on. Okay, and then we have a list of all the heirs in the provinces and the powers. Interesting. So this is it. I'm hoping this will be an interesting read. I will check in with you when I have something to say, I guess.
Thought I was losing who I call myself today. in this world of illusions, didn't dare to sing my name. That was when you came along, and I don't know where I would be or where I'll go if you weren't steady next to me. Your arms have carried me for miles. Here's where I belong.
Hi, so I made it to almost 100 pages of the book, and my thoughts so far. Apart from the fact that there seemed to be quite a lot of an annoying humor, I actually don't mind this book. So, like I said, we are on a boat with 12 heirs to the 12 provinces. And the reason they're on this boat is kind of like I don't know if it's an annual thing, but it's this 12-day voyage is supposed to bring them together and create harmony so that the provinces don't fight between them once these people sit on the thrones as rulers of their own respective provinces. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, the head of the entire country, like the emperor, is a dragon lord or a dragon king or whatever. And how the magic system works in this book and in this world, each ruler is a blessed person, and blessed in the sense that they have some sort of a magic power. And that blessing, that magic power, is passed from the parent to a child. So we're on this boat. There's 12 representatives from the 12 different provinces, and our main character, Ganymedes, he's from a fish province, and the fish province is kind of like the lowest of them all. So they are all ranked. Like I said, dragon and tiger are kind of like the highest ones, highest races with the most power, most magic, and the fish one is the lowest, the poorest and whatnot. And the son of that lord of the fish province, Ganymedes, he is on this boat with all the other 11 heirs to the provinces. All of them have powers, have blessings, except from him. He's hiding from everyone. He doesn't, no one knows that he's not blessed. So he's kind of like this outsider. Also, he seems very... I feel like he gives me the impression of being the idiot of the bunch. Like, no one likes him. People think he's stupid. People think he makes bad choices, etc., etc. And like, his behavior kind of proves it. Like, he gets drunk, he does silly things at this big dinner or whatever. No one takes him seriously, basically. So there's a situation when he's having a conversation with the heiress to the dragon province. I can't remember her name, but soon after this conversation, they found her hanging on one of the chandeliers. No one can leave the ship. No one can send the message to the mainland that the heiress to the dragon dragon emperor is dead. No one knows about it. And the problem now is Dragon King, the dragon emperor, has no heir. So if he now passes away, all the magic will disappear. The country will not be... This is how I understand. So all the magic will disappear. The whole country, the whole land of Concordia will be attacked by crabs, according to some legends. I don't even know what these crabs are. But the whole land of Concordia will be attacked by crabs, and basically that will be the end of it. Also, what happens, Ganymedes gets kind of partners or takes under his wing a little girl. She's 6 and she's from a grasshopper province, and this is also one of the lowest provinces in the land, and they kind of team up together, and he takes the role of a protector. And after the main heiress is found dead, turns out someone ransacked a grasshopper's cabin as well. So they kind of like, he takes her under her wing. They're trying to discover what is happening. He reaches out to his ex-lover Ravi, who is also on the ship. He is an heir to the Crow province, but Ravi is being weird and he doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So Ganymedes and Grasshopper, they kind of try to discover what is happening. And during one of the investigations, they hear someone crying on the deck. They go up. Turns out it's Ravi's fiance, a wife to be. She seems to be in a trance or hallucinating or something. So Ganymedes is like, okay, let me take you back to your cabin. So when they're on the way to the cabin, they walk into a pool of blood, and turns out the Ravi, his ex-lover, and her fiance is slashed to pieces and he's pretty much dead. So we have the second murder, and like I said, apart from this silly humor, I actually enjoy the plot. I enjoy the story. I find this Ganymedes guy he's kind of like a class clown, like the idiot of the whole bunch. The only thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way, and I think it will take me a little bit of time to get used to, is that humor. Like, you know, like he's trying to be funny, but he really is not, and all you can do is literally just sit there and roll your eyes. So anyway, I'm having a good time with it. 100 pages in, almost 100 pages in. Let's see how it goes. The font is nice and big, so it's easy to read. And yeah, apart from the fact that it's super cold today and super windy, it's a good day. It's a sunny day. So I'm going to shoot off, do some chores, and sit down and read this later on.
Life can be unfair. I just couldn't handle it. Still smell the bitter taste of misery and unfaith.
Hi, just wanted to give a quick update. I have read 21 chapters of Voyage of the Damned. Isn't it like the best cover ever? I think out of all the Illumicrate books I had received, I have bought last year, I think this one is my favorite. Because holographic, I love holographic stuff and I love this cover. And now, knowing a little bit more about what's happening in the book, I understand why we have fish on the cover. Because before I was like, fish, like, come on. Anyway, so anyway, so I'm a little bit tired. It's already quite late. My eye is itchy. Oh my god, my eye is so itchy. What's wrong with my eye? Anyway, so my eye is red. It's really itchy. I don't know what's wrong. And anyway, so what I wanted to do is do a quick, oh my god, probably not the best idea to rub my eye when my eye is not even 100%, but anyway. So I wanted to give you a quick update. I have done 60% of the book here, so basically I have this much left. 60% of the book, which is 21 chapters, and I'm part reading and part listening to this because turns out my library had an audiobook for this, so I decided to do both. And I'm doing a little bit of a immersion heater. I'm doing a little bit of an immersive heating. I'm doing a little bit of immersive reading, which means I will listen to a book and then I will also read at the same time. And I'm actually really enjoying it. Like, I understand where some people previously said that it's a little bit goofy, and I think you just kind of have to get used to the tone of the book, because I feel like because the main character was being portrayed as an idiot in the beginning, there's a reason why he was portrayed as an idiot. And I think the language of the book was, I think, in a way trying to help us imagine him as that idiot. My opinion, I don't know. I might be reading it completely wrong. I don't know. This is how I receive this book. This is how I receive this writing and that, you know, silly, goofy tone. And in the beginning, I was a little bit put off by this, but I understand it now, and it's part of that character. And I actually become to enjoy the banter and enjoy the things that he has going on in his head, and the little jokes or the little sarcasm that he sometimes also is directing at other people, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. I don't know if the author is British, but it reads like a British author. It reads like a British person in some places, like the humor. You know, like in the beginning we had these couple of murders, and I felt like maybe the author was portraying Ganymedes as this idiot because because of the need to use him as a potential murderer, or like the sacrificial goat even for the people on the ship. What I like is I really like the dynamic between Ganymedes and, I never remember her name. It's a little girl. She's 6 years old. She's from the land of Grasshopper, and her magic, her blessing is to become invisible. And so he became friends with her. He took upon himself to protect her because she was also an object of someone trying to get to her as well. So he's kind of like protecting her, and so he's protecting her and took her under his wing. But also he teamed up with Voyag from the Bear Province, and they are trying to solve the murders, and they created this group, this friendship as well, which I really enjoy reading about. And also how there was this specific scene when they were doing a drinking game, and it seems like Ganymedes is more and more attracted to Wyatt, and it seems that it could be potentially be reciprocated. Yeah, they could potentially be reciprocated. And they were playing this drinking game, and you can literally feel the tension building between them, and I feel like it was done so nicely. So yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. I'm having a good time with it. Yeah, I think my next update will be when I finish.
I just need to love you like I do, 'cause I don't know where I would be or where I'll go if you weren't standing next to me. Your arms have carried me for miles. Here's where I belong. I've been running away from now and everything I've seen, recalling the things I won't remembering a feel I can't deny it, just wanna hide it and let it go away. But you have shown me that I can be free and face the world again. And I don't know where I would be or where I'll go if you weren't standing next to me. Your love will carry me for life, and I don't know where I would be or where I'll go if you weren't standing next to me. Your arms have carried me for miles. Here's where I belong. Here's where I belong. Here's where I belong.
Boys and girls, circle and squares, I have finished reading The Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. What a book. I feel like all these people that DNF this book so early on, you should regret your choices because it was such a good book. Like, I wish you give it another chance. So I was going into this book a little bit apprehensive because of the opinions of the people that I follow and have read this book and say they don't like it because it's silly, goofy, etc., etc. And to be honest, it did make this impression on me in the beginning, but I think there's a purpose to it. And I think I've talked about this before. But let's start let's start with a quick recap of the story, of the plot. So we are in fantasy land of Concordia. Concordia is divided into 12 provinces. At the top, we have the Dragon Province with the Emperor, and then below we have respectively Tiger and all the other provinces, all the way to the lowest provinces. And I think the lowest of them all is the Fish Province, where the people are the poorest, they have the least magic, etc., etc. So the Dragon Emperor sends the 12 heirs to the throne from the 12 provinces on this ship, and it's a 12-day voyage to this mountain in the middle of the ocean, of the sea. And this journey is supposed to bring them together, create harmony between them, make them used to each other, and get to know each other a little bit better, because at some point they will be ruling these provinces and they kind of have to get along. So this is the purpose of this voyage. When they are on the ship, a murder gets committed on the first night of the voyage, and it's the daughter of the Dragon Emperor. So everyone is a suspect. Apart from them, there's only these like little dragons that are assigned as servants to each of the heirs, and these little dragons, they reminded me of Toby from Harry Potter, because they just appear when you call them and they're supposed to help you up and stuff like that. So it gave me that vibe of that Toby creature from Harry Potter. So apart from the 12 heirs, we only have those 12 little dragons, creatures that are supposed to be serving their heirs. So we know one of these people killed the daughter of the Dragon Emperor. So now we have to find out why. And in the beginning, our main character, Dee, he is portrayed as a very clumsy person. He is portrayed as this, this idiot, this class clown. And I feel the tone of the book, especially in the beginning, the writing style was this silly, goofy, funny, silly things being said. Sometimes it was literally grinding my gears because I felt like it was too much. But now I understand that it was because the author wanted to portray Dee in this certain light. It did serve its purpose. I feel like Dee was the type of a person that would, because of how he was, would be blamed for things happening on that ship, for the murders, and he was the easy victim, basically. But I feel like once you go past a few chapters and get used to the writing style and the humor, especially in the beginning, then you're good to go, because it eases off later on. And this is why I think that people that DNF'd it because of that silly humor, on that like funny not funny vibe, I think this is where they made the mistakes, that they didn't pursue with the book and persevered with the book, because it does get better, and not only you get used to it, but it also eases off a little bit as the story progresses. Apart from Dee, that our main character who comes from the Fish Province, we also have a few characters that are from the lower provinces. One of them is a grasshopper, is a little girl of 6, and he kind of takes her under his wing and he looks after her and he protects her. She will will be very early on also one of the attempted victims of the murder, and also one of the other people from the Bear province, Wyatt. He kind of joins the team, and together the three of them become this kind of like a Scooby-Doo team, and they are trying to solve this mystery. They're trying to solve this murder. There's also a romantic situation going on between Wyatt and Ganymede, and I felt like I was really cheering them on. I felt like they were so good together. They complemented each other very well, and you could see how their friendship and their feelings were developing. And when the big reveal happened in the book, because there is a big reveal, I felt a little bit disappointed, because I felt like I feel like he let it go a little bit too easy. I feel when certain situations happen in life, at least for me, if something like that happened to me, I would be finding it really difficult to trust a person. And I felt like he got away too easy, in my opinion. So I feel a little bit disappointed in this part. I feel like there should be a little bit more drama, and I miss that drama a little bit. Generally, Dee is the main character of the story, and he is my favorite character because we kind of start with him as an outsider. He is from the lowest province. He is treated like an outsider. He is treated as a reject, and also because he hasn't got a blessing, and because he is the legitimate heir to being the Fish province lord or ruler, he is hiding this fact together with his father. His father has a lot of illegitimate children, so they're thinking that maybe the blessing was passed to one of those children, and to hide the fact that his father was unfaithful, they pretend that Dee has the blessing, but basically he doesn't say what it is. Truly, he hasn't got a blessing, so they kind of have to lie and pretend. There's that as well. I feel like in general the mystery plot was written very well. It kept me guessing. I almost to the very end, I had no idea who could this be. I feel now in hindsight I should have known, but I haven't. I feel like this book was deep on so many levels. Like, we have a lot of political intrigue in here. Maybe not the tones, not very serious tones, but it's more in the YA style, political intrigue and conniving and all the backstabbing and things that are happening, like, you know, behind the scenes and stuff. But also I feel like it was very quite deep on a social level, and I feel with like social discrimination and how certain classes, how certain people feel better than the others because of their wealth, of what they possess, and how they treat people that are a bit less. And you know, I feel like it also shows in these example how this can have such big influence emotionally and psychologically. A lot of the times he felt unworthy and he felt like he was nothing, and it was just so sad to read. And yeah, so I feel like this, especially for me, was one of the deepest conversation that this book has. The social situation, social alienation, social discrimination, and everything that comes with it. I really enjoyed this book, and I was struggling. I didn't know if I want to give it a 4 or a 5 stars. And I think if I was doing half-star ratings, I would do 4.5 stars, because it was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I don't do half stars, so I am gonna give it a very strong 4 stars. Something was missing for me for this book to be a 5-star read. And also the cover, like I keep saying, so I took the dust jacket off. I keep saying how I love the cover, and especially this naked hardback, like this foiling. Once you've read the book, this how this cover will mean so much to you, and I think it's so fitting, and yeah, I just love it. That is my review of Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. I am so happy I've read this book, because after my previous experiences with Illumicrate books, I was not convinced that I'm gonna enjoy this book so much, but I actually have. And I wish that more people gave it a chance and just went past this, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a book where you have to get used to the language, where you have to get used to the humor, and just give it a chance, because deep down it's a really good book, and I wish that maybe you will pick it up and maybe you will read it. Love that book, highly recommend it. I hope you will read it too. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video if you did like it, and let me know in the comments if you have read this book or if you're planning to read this book. I hope you will. And here's the last one that I have read from the Illumicrate box. You should be seeing the video link on your screen as we speak. And for now, I thank you very much for watching, and I hope I will see you in my next one. Bye!